When I think of forever, I don't think of myself. I think of the infinite spiderweb of things I won't experience. How technology will continue to thrive and new leaps and bounds will be made to better the human experience. Yet I will remain trapped in the 21st century, buying new iPhones every few years until I die holding the iPhone 62. I remember going to some department store when I was a kid. My parents agreed to buy me a new iPod, and as I walked up to the display case, I saw something I had never seen before. It was like an iPod, but it was almost all screen. It was displayed next to 3 iPod Nanos. If you don't know what that is, Google it, then go watch Cocomelon. You're too young to be watching this scathingly nostalgic video essay romanticizing my rose-colored perspective on the mid to late 2000s. When my mom saw my eyes focused on the futuristic full-screen device, she chuckled and said, No, not that one. What do you think, we're made of money? I remember my mom and I looking at my brother's first iPhone a few years later like a pair of cavemen. We accidentally turned a song on and we had no idea how to turn it off. I had the bright idea of trying to hit the power button. If the screen's off, it can't play music, right? You can imagine my horror when this device, clearly a spawn of Satan, did the impossible and continued playing some Pink Floyd song, even when the screen was off. Now I strap a screen to my face and wave my arms around for like 20 minutes and call that exercise. My oh my, how things have changed. And it is unabashedly true that times will continue to change. Whatever technology I find myself using now will become a beacon of nostalgia soon enough. From the current iPhone design to how VR works to how I write and edit my videos. There are other things that are doomed to change, like how at some point in the hopefully distant future I will have to learn how to be okay with having less parents. My parents had me late. My dad's turning 61 this year, my mom isn't very far behind him, and I'm turning 22. God, I'm turning 22. I know to my older audience that might sound ridiculous. I say such a low number with such disdain. And to my younger audience, it seems unimaginable for someone to have lived any number of years more than you. But you'll be here too, and it'll probably be as weird for you as it is for me right now. But I don't think I'm talking about age right now. Not really. I'm talking about something I've been talking about for the last 4 months. How it is infinitely strange to be a human. To look outward and inward and only see things you barely understand. To look in no direction at all and still find yourself lost. It feels like every time I pull back a layer of how confused I am, we find yet another, this time written with a different cadence. Like it was written by someone else. Someone darker. Someone that wants me to be confused. He's running from me. He knows I'll find him. When I do, I'll ask him how interesting it is to age, huh? Absolutely wild. When I was a kid, we had a trampoline in our backyard. It was fun. My and I would jump on it a bunch. Then we took it down a few years ago. Now the backyard is empty. It makes me sad. Speaking of that thing I just said, you should click the link in the description. It's for our sponsor. Click the link. Make sure to click the link. Why aren't you clicking the link? I need you to click the... Try and get some answers out of him. Because all of this is just too confusing. I often wonder what the future might hold. The future beyond my stake and claim in it. I know it's pointless to imagine something I'll never experience, but that's what sci-fi is all about, right? I suppose there's a reason it's my favorite movie and book genre. And I think there's something special about this generation. The one I'm equal parts embarrassed and unapologetically proud to be a part of. Gen Z. See, we're the generation that either marks the beginning of the end, or simply just a new beginning. Because we've been destroying our planet for the last 200 years, we've been robbing native peoples of their lands for a millennia, there's injustice after injustice inflicted everywhere all of the time, and it's been that way for all of time. And despite how pretty it sounded when those slave owners and Whigs wrote it 2.5 centuries ago, the right to the pursuit of happiness is evidently very alienable. And despite this pit I've dug in both our stomachs, there appears to at least be some hope. For I genuinely believe that this generation is genuinely capable of doing something about it. or at least starting this journey of change, lifting the anchor of conservatism to start a merry voyage to a new land where there will be no victims except for those who seek to create victims themselves. Create a place where there is acknowledgement of the ignored, equity and penance on behalf of those who were wronged, and stipulations to ensure the laws of the land evolve sufficiently with the people of the land itself. However, this is where we come full circle, because I know that I won't see this utopia I dream of. Maybe nobody will. But these things take time, and far more time than the extent of biology is likely willing to grant me. And so if I can do nothing but imagine the utopia, but never experience it, then I must be trapped only in the memory of the utopia I thought I experienced as a child. And it is for these reasons that, when I add another one to my age every year, I remember that utopia a little less, and it hurts just a little bit more. So please, universe, God, Einstein's omnipresent ghost, please accept this video as a formal request, a plea for things to slow down. Thank you for watching.